Hey, this is Jersey. You're listening to the Garden State.
You're listening to The Garden State, the only New Jersey podcast that gives you all the news you need to hear this week. My name is Josh Sobo.
I'm Josh Jomick.
I'm Jimmy Parks.
And I'm Jordan Morris.
The four gentlemen back together. Welcome, everybody. Jimmy, welcome back from your 5-week hiatus.
Thank you.
Tour. Jordan, welcome back. You've been far away from us for about 3 weeks now.
Yeah, well, I was sick. Things just kept coming up. So.
Last week we canceled the entire episode because
Everybody was sick.
Jordan didn't show up. He was sick. Then we tried doing the podcast, and Josh just was so sick he couldn't read a sentence. So then we decided to cancel the pod. Very sad.
You know when you have a tickle in your throat?
Yep.
And you try to speak and your voice just kind of collapses.
That's me today.
Yeah.
That's why I have tea in front of me.
Not a big deal unless you're recording a podcast.
I know.
In which case, it's
it doesn't
kind of
make it easy.
It's the whole deal, talking. So we recorded about 20 minutes of one, and I was like, this is horrible.
Yeah.
And Josh was like, yeah, you're terrible.
Yeah. I was like, let's just read the stories and we'll call it a day.
Yeah, so we called it a day, and that was that. But we're back, which is good. Jordan, thanks for joining us.
Thank you for having me again.
And Jimmy, welcome back. How was your 5-week tour?
It feels like I was gone for a long weekend. I saw my parents, and they're like, "Oh, we missed you so much." And I was like, "It feels like I was gone for 3 days." It first hit me when we were in Seattle, and I was like, "Wait, I was in Denver a week ago? How was that a week ago already?" And
What did you actually do on this tour?
I was photographing the band Arizona and the band Moody Judy.
Moody Judy.
Yeah. My new favorite band.
Really? Mm-hmm. That's great.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Jimmy's mic stand just collapsed.
Good catch though, Jimmy. That was great.
Yeah, it almost went right on my laptop.
Wow.
Is that a sign? He said the word Moody Judy and everything just came crashing down.
Normally connected to it.
The side of the
Yeah,
table
the side
right
of the
there.
table, yeah.
I highly recommend that you listen to the song El Camino High.
Okay.
That's my favorite one.
Did you miss us at all being on the road?
I did. But, Josh and I still had our check-ins.
That's good. You and other Josh, not me.
Yeah.
You don't ever text me.
Yeah, I don't
call
think.
me.
Did you guys text once in the 6 weeks?
We did, because I went to what is that camera store called, Jimmy? Unique Photo on Route 46. Listen to this. They had, I showed up to develop film, and it turns out they're having a camera sale, like a used camera sale. And I showed up right when they opened, so the store's empty. They had this lens, that's a $1,200 lens. It was $50. I should have bought it, but I didn't know if it fit my camera. So I texted Jimmy. He didn't get back to me immediately, which is fine.
I was sleeping.
I left to drop my wife off 10 minutes away with my daughter at my brother's house. I said, I'm going to drop you guys off, then I'm going to go back if the lens is right. Jimmy calls me on the way. Turns out he's like, that's a steal. Get that lens right now. I go back. There's
gone.
like 40 people in the store. It was
Josh.
mobbed up. Actually, some dude stole the lens in front of my face. He took his, because it was like the higher grade Nikon lens, and he had the regular Nikon lens, and he took his off the body of his camera and put it down and put the price tag on it, and took the good one and put it on his camera.
Wait, are you serious?
Yeah.
What?
It was the most
So
bizarre.
he just stole a lens.
And I looked at him and I said, "Is that your lens?" And he started stuttering. I was like, "No," like he didn't realize. Like he knew he was
Caught
got
him in the act.
And wait, you just let him get away with it?
Well, I couldn't fully prove it because it all happened so quickly, but I was like 99% sure.
99.
Yeah, no, I'd say 95, and that 5% was enough where I'm like, if this guy didn't just steal that lens, and if I'm making this up in my head, then I'm going to feel like a jerk. But he did steal the lens.
That's crazy.
Now,
Or maybe he paid for it beforehand and just like traded his lens.
He was like, no, this is my lens. Wait, is it? And he started acting like he didn't know.
He was playing
I was
dumb.
like, dude, I almost wanted to just go to someone and be like, that guy just stole that lens. Because he left. The other thing was all the lenses had lens caps on them.
Yeah.
And the one he left, his lens didn't have a lens cap.
Was it a good lens at least or no? Like
His?
the one he left.
Not as good as it's probably like a $200 lens, and the
goodness.
original one's like a $1,200 lens.
let me teach you something here, Sobo.
Yeah.
Next time you're ever in a camera store and there's a lens that should be like $1,000 and they're selling it for $40, don't call me. Just buy it because you can sell it online for more.
I didn't know it was worth
Wait,
that.
it was $40?
It was $50.
Oh, Josh, that's on you.
It was like good, you know, like there's the L glass for Canon. It was like the good glass for Nikon.
You should just spent the $50, took the L if it was bad.
I didn't. Well, my daughter was crying, and my wife is like, "All right, let's go." Just
Jimmy-
what happens when you get married, guys. Just trust me.
What time zone were you in when he called you?
I forget when it
You were
was.
you were out west. You were.
Yeah, I
I
was
think
in
you said Colorado.
No, was that early on?
You said I don't know if I'm in Colorado or Wyoming, something like that. You said.
Yeah, because I was in my bunk and we were driving. So it was probably when we were driving to Idaho, maybe.
What was
So-
the best stop on tour?
Best shows for me, photo-wise, were Atlanta and Boston.
Nice.
And I thought Boston was probably my favorite show overall for performance-wise. Then favorite cities, we didn't have a show in Boise, but I had a great off day in Boise.
It's a hidden gem, Boise.
Oh, I love Boise. I love Idaho, my favorite state.
It's a cool state.
I have friends that
favorite?
just moved there.
Yeah, a ton of people are
A
moving
lot
to
of
Idaho
hidden
right now.
gems in Boise.
A lot of hidden gems in Idaho in general.
Yeah.
My favorite state, like I said. So
Is Boise expensive? You think, like Zillow wise?
it's kind of up and coming right now. I think.
I feel like so many people are moving out there.
Yeah, it's definitely getting up there.
I could get down with Boise. I could see myself leaving Jersey.
you
Guys,
would
I'm gonna be
love
honest.
Boise.
I'm getting more open to the idea of leaving New Jersey. It's
go-
really becoming more familiar to me.
I don't think you would do it though.
Why not?
Your family. You wouldn't leave. You would not leave your family.
I have my own family now, though.
Yeah, but I know you. I don't think you would do it.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't think you have the guts.
I don't know. I think this
You don't
state
have the
is
As tempting as it is.
this state is crazy, and it's
And what, you're gonna leave us? You're gonna leave your brother-in-law Jordan?
well, I can't
Yeah.
live my life based on you guys because you guys could always leave.
But he's technically blood now. You know, he's marrying into the family.
Not until they're married. So
Few-
You're
few
gonna
months.
leave once I get in. It's
Yeah.
crazy.
So Jimmy went on tour. It's excellent. I'm glad he's back. I'm glad he survived and had a good time. It's wonderful.
It was so much fun. Like I'm probably the happiest I've been in a very long time.
I needed a good like sound bite for that.
Buzz your girlfriend.
What just happened?
that's
here?
good, Jimmy.
Jimmy had a really sentimental moment, and one of you went, "Aw."
What?
Like
I
a mom.
reacted. I'm happy for him. I'm happy for the kid.
Listen, guys, that's great. That's wonderful that you had a good time, and cherish it because a day will come where you can't just go on tour for 5 weeks.
I know.
You'll be
This is-
dead.
Well, also with
Arizona's
Arizona, it was their last tour too, so it's like we're not touring with them anymore.
Wow.
So it's like we don't know what's next.
Moody Judy, give me a call.
Goodness, he's
So,
obsessed.
what else happened this weekend? What else related to New Jersey did you guys get into? I'm curious. I said last week's episode in the Ghost podcast that never got posted for my birthday
Ghost
weekend, which
podcast.
was the week before. I went to the Tewksbury Inn in Tewksbury for my birthday dinner with my wife. Fabulous meal. Highly recommend.
No gatekeeping that spot.
No, I don't think there's any need. I think if you're within 45 minutes, I think it's not the type of thing people are going to go out of their way to get to.
It
But
looked
I
like a cool spot though.
Really enjoyed my meal there.
What was it?
16-ounce ribeye with potatoes. And you have a ribeye, you have a ribeye. Everywhere they're kind of the same, but this one was fantastic. Like, I couldn't get enough of it.
Top 3 spots for a steak for you?
I don't know. I'm not like a steak connoisseur where I'm the guy to give you like the best steak spots, but I
Like,
enjoyed
personally,
it.
yeah.
I enjoyed the steak a lot.
Okay.
And then they had, I don't usually do Brussels sprouts, but they had glazed Brussels sprouts with minced bacon on top. Oh. And
Not bad.
dude, changed my life a little bit.
So everyone go to the Tewksbury Inn this weekend.
I
Check
found
it
God
out.
in that Chili's.
Wow. Speaking of Chili's, that's another great spot for a steak.
For a steak? Or baby back ribs.
Also some baby back ribs. Yeah, Chili's is
steak.
hidden
Oh,
gem.
You know what I could go for right now?
Chocolate molten cake.
No. What
That's
were the
the right
chicken
answer.
crispers from Chili's called?
Yeah.
Chicken crispers.
Yeah.
No.
But there used to be like you get like a multiple things with them. You get chicken crispers and a couple sides, like the loaded mashed potatoes, the Chipotle chicken crispers or something. What was it?
Well, they had the Chipotle. They had the Chipotle ones, but it was
Oh.
also called a crispy. No, chicken crispers.
They were, yeah.
The Chipotle chicken crispers. If that's what they're called, I haven't had them probably since 09. Woo.
Yeah, they were.
But I didn't like the crispy ones. I like the battered ones. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
It was so good. I think they still have it. I haven't been to Chili's in a few years.
You want to
Actually,
do Chili's tonight after
That'd be
this?
great, dude.
We could write another review.
I did write a review of Chili's. You're right.
My favorite review of all time.
So that was my previous weekend. But what happened this past weekend for you guys? Anything Jersey
I mean,
related?
I was in New York City all weekend for the Arizona Farewell Show.
Nice.
So, Jersey boys, Jersey band. It was our last shows ever. They ended 3 shows in the city. So that's where I reconnected with Jim over here. We shot the
James.
shows. I got to play drums at the show last night at Warsaw.
Yeah.
That was a really good time. And I met a few people, some Garden State listeners at these shows. People stopped me. They're like, I
Really?
listened to the pod. Like, that was so crazy to me. So, yeah.
That's it.
That's always
Pretty cool.
It's always nice when you meet somebody that knows the program.
Right? Like I'm shooting the show and someone just taps me on the shoulder. Like, I listened to the Garden State, man. I'm like, thank you so much. That's crazy.
So for me, I went out to Bridgewater Saturday morning, hung out with some friends.
Nice.
Which was cool. But other than that, low key sort of weekend. I did go down to Princeton on Sunday afternoon, Facebook Marketplace
Huge.
pick up.
Huge.
Rented a Home Depot truck. And
I've always wanted to do that.
yeah, the guy was a professional photographer.
Like, what does he shoot?
Portraits.
Of what? Like people?
Animals and people and stuff. So I drove down and bought his bed from him. So that was my weekend.
Did he tell you about like his prints or like what he shoots?
He sent me his Instagram. I forgot to follow him.
A lot of followers? Or,
He's
like,
super
low-key?
nice. I didn't even get to look. But really
You gotta
nice
check
guy.
that out.
So that was my weekend. Nothing crazy.
And then I came over on Monday and I had to help him put it together.
Oh yeah, you helped me put the bed together.
Yeah, it's fun.
Do you see June?
But yeah, well, she helped. Yeah, she was screwing in. I taught her like how to use the screwdriver. So
Wow.
Allen Key, man.
Huge.
Really
Yeah.
Allen Key. So, hey guys, why don't we do a mailbag here and just see what the listeners have been up to because people are calling in. And then we'll get into the news. We have a few stories this week. They're hilarious. And New Jersey, we're always up to something around here, right? Mm-hmm. Joshua, are you connected to the board this week?
no, I'm not.
Oh, I see.
I've never connected to the board.
Okay, I see you have your computer open there. Josh, people want to call into the mailbag.
Oh, yeah.
I know there's a special number somewhere. What is that number they can call?
Jimmy, do you remember the mailbag number?
Yeah. 908 67 99 99 3.
908 67 99 99 3.
Hi, my name's Randall. Sorry we got disconnected. But the other day you guys were talking about the Rainforest Cafe and the store that was right across the way from the Rainforest Cafe. Turns out that the name of the store wasn't called Starberry. One of the products that Stefan Marbury was putting out was Starberry at the store, but the store is actually called Stephen Berry.
Yes.
It was a place where you could actually get like university memorabilia and other stuff like that. And also they had another location in Jersey Gardens, but Jersey Gardens isn't called Jersey Gardens anymore. It's called the Mills of Jersey Gardens, which is weird, but hey, it is what it is. All right. Thanks, guys. Sorry to basically edit you guys a little bit, but it's the truth. Bye.
Wow, Stephen Barry's. I forgot
right.
about
Stephen
that.
Barry's.
Yeah.
That's right. And I feel like this store would do really well now. They sold university sportswear. If they just a store with a bunch of college crew necks would crush probably.
I feel like there's so many stores like this already though, like in the mall. They sell like sports memorabilia.
Maybe, but Stefan Marbury, that was his name. I couldn't remember his name for some reason. I'm not a basketball guy, but his shoes were great. They were great. Everybody was wearing them. Thanks, Randall, for the correction. I'm not even mad at it.
As of June 21st, 2008, the company was deficient in paying a $135.9 million balance
Oh, is that all?
outstanding to a General Electric commercial lending unit. The firm filed for bankruptcy protection under Chapter 11 on July 9th, 2008. All stores are to remain open with the store's return policy, store credit, and gift cards unchanged. So wait, what happened to the store?
They closed 2009.
No, but it said they were...
That was 2008.
All stores were to remain open.
Well, just like a temporary thing, and then
Until 2009.
until 2009.
I don't think I've ever like stepped into that store, but I always remember walking by it at Menlo.
Yeah,
Same.
it was in 39 states before liquidating throughout 2008 and 2009. So that's where it went. It's gone.
And Jordan, what were you saying earlier about that wing of Menlo now? It's
I
closed?
guess they just shut down all the stores over there.
So you
after
can't even like
Rainforest
walk
Cafe.
in through that entrance?
I didn't try and go in through that entrance. I was inside the mall.
Yeah.
And it's just walled off.
That's crazy.
And like, I
Well,
was
think
so
about it.
confused for a
What
second.
was over there? There was probably
I mean,
nothing.
they had like a, I feel like it was like a t-shirt print shop. Then they had like some kind of little
Nothing.
That was
like
the end of
ice
the
cream
mall.
shop or something.
Listen, I've never bought drugs, but that's the end of the mall you'd go to when you're ready to buy some drugs.
Yeah, that's the dead. It's the dead wing of the mall.
I feel like that alligator was storing something in its mouth.
Honestly,
You just waited long
good
enough,
theory.
you find a little baggie in there.
Yeah, or like the snake hanging down. Like,
Yeah,
Maybe
like-
that's why they closed.
Can you imagine if someone was like, "Hey, listen, I'm going to leave the bag on the tree next to the snake." I could see it happening.
I could see it happening too.
You never know what happens at the Rainforest Cafe.
Yeah, it's kind of
Crazy times.
So let's do actual news. I'm excited to be back. I want to talk about some stories with you guys, and of course, give the listeners the perspective of 4 New Jersey lovers. Whoa, wait, that count wrong.
What?
What? I mean, like, we love New Jersey.
Gabagool.
We're not 4 lovers.
it's Virginia.
That's Virginia, correct?
Yeah,
Right.
Virginia's
New
for
Jersey-
lovers.
They're for
Jersey's-
lovers.
But how did you hear what I just said?
What?
4 New Jersey lovers.
I honestly, I didn't think. I think you're the one who kind of blew it up. Like all of us are probably just like, oh, cool. It's for people who love Jersey,
Well,
right?
I'd rather catch it here than the listeners are driving their car and they crash because they think we're in a quadruplet relationship.
What did you say for Jersey lovers?
I said, we're going to read the news with 4 New Jersey lovers.
Oh, I thought you said 4 Jersey lovers, like 4 people.
No.
That's
Who
what he
love
meant.
Jersey.
We are 4 New Jersey lovers.
We are New Jersey lovers.
Yeah, we love New Jersey.
Yeah,
But
we're
it
not-
sounded like I was saying we're kind of in like a mixed relationship over here.
Oh, it's interesting. Did you guys think that?
I mean, when he said
I didn't think
pause
that.
or whatever he said, I was like, oh,
Hey, yo.
Well,
Gabagool.
yeah. So, 4 lovers of New
Whoa.
Jersey. So, would that be a fair description?
I think that's fine. Yeah, we love Jersey.
All right, let's do it. So we're going down to Englishtown, down by the raceway.
I was gonna say.
Remember the Englishtown Raceway? I learned to ride a motorcycle in that parking lot.
Really?
Yeah, I took my lesson there and never cashed in the ticket at the DMV. So I don't have I'm not legally licensed to drive a motorcycle, but I went through the class.
Can you go like tomorrow and get it done, or you have to like take the
No, I
class
have to
again?
take the class again.
Well,
Because it
that
expired.
The guy was like, you got to take the paper to the DMV. If you don't, if it expires, I'm not giving you a
Man.
new one. So I could probably forge it.
I don't know if that's a smart idea, but hey, whatever.
In Englishtown, New Jersey, half of the elected officials have resigned after the mayor appointed, get this, a mob hitman to the city council.
It's a crazy story.
This is about as New Jersey as it gets.
There's another like headline: Gambino family mob enforcer who shot 40 people and killed 6 appointed to town council in New Jersey.
Wow.
The Gambino
Yeah.
crime family. That's no joke.
Yeah, man.
I don't even know if we should be talking
Mafia
about this.
hitman turned mob rat appointed to English town council by mayor. Crazy stuff, man.
It really makes you wonder, what's this mayor got going on?
Oh my gosh.
I mean, if you need someone to take care of your town, it's this guy,
I was
right?
about to say, I can't think of anyone more qualified to be on the town council.
I think, you know.
So yeah, I think like everyone else, the people who are resigning are pissed off because they're like, this guy is just bringing in yes men.
Well, here's what it says. More than half of Englishtown's elected officials have resigned in protest of a mayor they say is consolidating power and demanding only yes men, and who also appointed a convicted killer and mob rat to the government body.
It's not funny, but it is.
I like that every article is calling him a mob rat.
Well, that's how I guess he shortened his prison length because he ratted someone out.
Only one elected councilman remains after an uncharacteristically dramatic time for the small town in Monmouth County. The rest have either resigned or are appointees of Republican Mayor Daniel Francisco, as is the case with Councilman John Elite, a former hitman with at least 6 corpses to his name who spent years in prison after snitching on the mob. Earlier, this is just insane. He killed 6 people and he's leaving the town.
Yeah, 19 years later.
I have questions.
Yeah.
So, more of a statement
Well, are
than
you
a
not
question.
allowed to even vote if you're a criminal?
That's great. That's awesome.
So he can't vote. I don't know what the law is with voting, but if you're a convicted felon, you can't vote, but you can run the city.
Why not?
Well, yeah, like who said
Kind
he
of
can't
sick.
come in?
Kind of like saying, I don't know, kind of a cheat code.
The mayor's giving him a second chance at life.
No. Okay.
Fresh slate.
If I were a mob rat,
Yeah.
I would imagine that the mob wouldn't like me too much. I don't think I would be out in public
I think the mob would love you,
running
Jim.
the town.
First off,
Right?
your name
Like-
is Jimmy, which is
Yeah.
the first good thing about you. Your last name is Parks. So,
Which is the second good thing about me.
I think the mob would love Jimmy. What do you think, Josh?
I think so.
They do love burying bodies in parks.
What were we gonna say?
No, just like I would stay pretty low if I was in jail and got my sentence shortened for being a mob rat.
Yeah, like why do you want to come in like immediately after prison just start serving on a city council?
That is weird. And
That sounds terrible.
If he killed 6 people, what did he snitch on to get out of jail? Because it must
He
have been
probably
like
got
some
a lot of
serious information.
people locked up.
So earlier this month, Francisco requested that 2 fellow Republicans on the council resign for a mysterious reason. 2 other Republican members resigned in protest soon after. So he asked 2 of them to resign. 2 other guys are like, hold on, there's something's going on here. We're going to resign. You
Yeah.
following so far?
Something fishy's happening.
So one said the mayor was looking to run the town on his own, while the other said she feared for her well-being. So Francisco told New Jersey 115 that he asked for the first 2 members of the council to resign after a local incident that he couldn't comment on due to legal issues. The issue was they were going to be swimming with the fish if they didn't get off the council.
Yeah, pretty much.
Here's the problem. Listen, I didn't say there was a problem, but there could have been a problem if they didn't resign. This has all the earmarks of a great mob story.
It's crazy, bro.
Listen, guys, look, I need you to resign. I can't tell you what's wrong. But you gotta
go.
dude.
Are we gonna get shot?
Probably.
I'm not saying if this is good or bad for the record. I just think it's
We're
a
just
funny
the
story.
podcast guys. Like we're just relaying all this
Yeah.
information that's been given to us.
So, former councilman William Lewis said he has no idea what the legal issue is or what specific incident the mayor is talking about. They had a falling out
not.
after they disagreed about ambitions for building up the town that takes up only half a square mile, according to Lewis. So, William Lewis was one of the councilmen that had the incident. He's like, there was no incident. He just didn't like my vision for the future. So, kind of crazy. What do you guys think about this? Jordan, what do you think is going on down in English Town, man?
It's craziness. But I was saying, isn't the worst way to protest to resign if you think that he's like basically appointing people that are yes men? And so in order to protest against that, shouldn't you want to stay on?
That's a very good point. Like, why would you back down if you feel like he's going to appoint yes men?
Yeah,
stick
like
around.
that just seems like the exact opposite of what you'd want to do. Although one of the ladies said she feared for her life or something by staying on.
Maybe she has good reason. The guy's killed allegedly six people.
Allegedly.
So Lewis's wife, one of the council members who resigned in protest, said in a statement that the mayor has contributed to a hostile atmosphere at township meetings. She said Francisco rarely spoke to her about council matters, instead choosing to relay messages through her husband. Here's a quote from Megan Lewis. I feel that my voice has not been heard or respected due to his misogynistic conduct. And this behavior has influenced other council members, residents, and spectators, leading to confrontations during meetings. And I fear for my own well-being and that of my children. There's some heavy implications by all these council members that are resigning.
I'm terrified of this guy.
They're very afraid.
There's a little statement here about Elite. Check this out, guys. Growing up in a working class neighborhood, Elite was the son of a taxi driver and showed early promise as a baseball player, earning a college scholarship. However, an arm injury dashed his dreams of going pro, forcing him back to the gritty streets of New York. It was here, amid a culture of survival, that Elite fell in with the wrong crowd, drawn to wealth, power, and prestige of organized crime. He aligned himself with the Gambino family, despite his Albanian heritage, bearing him from becoming a made man. So he was unable to become a made man.
It barred him from becoming a made man.
Yeah, that's probably why he snitched eventually.
So here's what I would say here. I don't know about the inner workings of drama, and I don't want to comment on drama because every little town has some drama.
Always.
People are arguing about stuff, and who knows who's right here. What I will say is the optics, Mr. Mayor, bringing a guy on that's killed 6 people. He did his time.
He did his time.
The scales of justice have been balanced.
Yes.
In some way.
It's Jersey.
I think it's an unnecessary draw of attention. But if you want to come on the podcast and explain your side, I will welcome it. If you want to come
With Elite. Bring
with
him.
Elite,
Yeah, bring him.
Bring him by, and we will talk to him.
Oh, yeah. That'd be great.
We'd love to hang out with you guys and hear your side of this. You could put that in the clip, Josh.
Imagine, yeah. Imagine they show up. I
You
doubt
make
they
this-
ever listen to this, but yeah, that'd be great.
Hey, you never know.
Yeah, you
would-
never know who's listening to the pod.
Yeah, my dad listens to the pod.
What?
Yeah, isn't that crazy? You would never guess.
That's crazy.
So, we're talking mayors this week because we have another mayor story. But if you're from Englishtown and you want to call in the mailbag, please feel free.
The raceway is still not. It's closed, right?
It's closed. I think they're knocking it down. Or they
So
did.
sad.
Let me see. Englishtown Raceway. The Old Bridge Township Raceway Park.
Raceway Park.
Yeah. The history, concert venue, racing events. Wow. They used to have a lot of concerts there. Do you guys know this?
Yeah.
Well, I know, like, Warped Tour
Tour.
was there, yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Back in the day, before they switched to PNC.
Marshall Tucker Band? Hot Tuna?
Hot Tuna.
Who's Hot Tuna?
You never heard of
There's
Hot Tuna?
legendary.
Yeah.
What band? What do they sing? What song?
Just play their. They just type in Hot Tuna on YouTube.
I know the song.
Really?
Do you know the song?
No. They're great though.
Or are they just a jam band?
I'm not sure. Jimmy apparently knows a lot about them.
No, I don't. I just have always heard of them. You know, you just see a name.
This is a real B&H.
This is a real B&H.
Customer. So we'll see what happens in Englishtown. If those guys want to come on the podcast, the invitation stands. Feel free. I would love to talk to them. I want to hear what they think are the issues in Englishtown. I want to hear a perspective.
Yeah, I want a perspective from on the ground, someone who's like in the thick of it, bro.
Yeah.
Not some like news source.
We are the news source.
Yeah.
So, all right. So here's another mayor story. Do you want to read this one, Josh Chomick?
Slightly worse, but I'll take it on. A New Jersey mayor was charged with a DUI after driving her 2-year-old son home from daycare on St. Patrick's Day.
Wow.
Out of all the days to drink and drive, she chose St. Patrick's Day.
You know, we need a major PR move for my Irish brothers and sisters. I have a little Irish in me. We got to work on the rebrand of St. Patty's Day.
What? Just not going out and getting plastered all day?
Well, why do we got to read a story like this of all days? St. Patty's Day. I took a New Jersey Transit train to the city one year on St. Patrick's Day.
Awful idea.
Don't do that.
Awful idea.
Don't do
Never
that.
Again. Never again. The vomit. The vomit was everywhere.
Brown bag central.
Yeah, man. So
Did you have to pay for a ticket that day? Did they check for tickets?
I think they were just slamming the doors shut and sent us into the city.
Yeah.
So
There's a few days a year that are like that on NJ Transit. There's just so many people on the train, they just give up.
yeah, happens coming home from work now and again.
It's just a really heartbreaking story, though, but thank God no one was hurt. Everyone's alive. So it says a New Jersey mayor has been charged with driving under the influence and endangering her child after allegedly having a near fatal crash while driving drunk with her
Jeez.
2-year-old son in the car. Come on. Lumberton Mayor Gina LaPlaca, 45, was arrested at her home at around 6 p.m. on Monday, March 17th, after she admitted to police to drinking before picking up her son from daycare.
Wow.
The Democrat mayor was seen in video footage taken by a witness driving her 2019 BMW erratically, swerving across lanes and nearly hitting a utility pole as her child sat in the rear car seat, court documents state per the outlets.
Wow.
Oh my gosh, so she's swerving all over the place, driving like a maniac, clearly drunk.
That's crazy.
She was charged with reckless driving, child neglect and endangerment, and driving under the influence, driving with an expired license, and related offenses. The mayor's arrest comes after she resigned from her position as business administrator for Neptune Township due to the changing political environment on March 10th, Asbury Press reported. LaPlaca's husband, Jason Carty, shared on Facebook that his wife is getting help with addiction following her arrest. And they quoted him, "Millions of Americans struggle with addiction and never get help. Gina is someone who has struggled and is now getting the help she needs," Carty wrote on Tuesday, March 18th. So, yeah,
Well,
thank
that's
God
good.
she's getting help. It's just maybe a little too late. Shouldn't have been drinking and driving your 2-year-old, you know?
Yeah, I mean,
And that's the thing. They're upset because the internet's just grilling them right now. So he said, I ask that everyone keep her in their thoughts as she moves forward on her road to recovery. Please ignore the exaggerated political hyperbole and keep in mind her passion for helping others. This should not erase all the things she has accomplished for our community.
yeah, I mean,
I bet she is a loving
you
individual.
can be a wonderful person and make a mistake.
100%. It's just thing. She had her 2-year-old in the car. You're driving drunk. You're a mayor. You have a responsibility. Like obviously, no one should be doing that. But like you are held to a higher standard as a political figure in your town like that. Like you can't be doing that.
You know, I guess I see both sides. I try to be charitable in both directions. On one side, people die from drinking.
I mean, she
driving,
could have
kill
killed
people.
someone so easily that day.
And your 2-year-old kid. So if you love your kid,
It's unacceptable.
this is really bad behavior. So the question I think I have is what is going on with the mayors of New Jersey? It seems we've got like a kind of a mayor thing going on right now.
Yeah. I was going to say, I feel like the town council would love to have her. She seems like a...
For Englishtown?
That's amazing. That's amazing.
She's a perfect fit.
Maybe.
We should link them up.
Maybe they're the political team that we need right now.
So she's actually scheduled to appear in court on April 28th. So we'll find out more information then, boys. But until then, I have nothing else. Just I feel bad for her. But at the same time, she should be held to the highest penalty as possible. Like, I don't want her getting off just because she's a mayor. Like, you have connections.
Yeah.
You should get penalized like anyone else.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah.
What if she did crash and kill her 2-year-old and killed 2 other people in the process?
Of course.
Like, we'd be talking completely different right now, I think.
Well, we just had a conversation a year ago about these 2 brothers that were hockey players that were killed right here in New Jersey by
a drunk driver.
driver.
Yeah.
So people do die from this stuff. You know, you got to be careful. So
I mean,
we'll see what happens. I think.
Also, they said there was an open can of alcohol in her car too.
So she was still going.
Yeah, she was just going, bro. It's like,
Could you
what?
imagine drinking
horrible.
with your kid in the car?
No, man. And that's crazy that someone reported her and they because they didn't catch her on the road. They caught her at her house because someone reported the vehicle.
Yeah.
And they tracked the vehicle back to her house. So that's how they found her.
You guys ever see the video of the people in the 80s reacting to seatbelts?
Weren't they pissed off
They're
about
really
it?
mad and they're
Like,
talking.
let us live our lives.
Did you ever see this?
I think you played it here once.
Did I play it on this podcast?
You showed me somewhere.
I've seen it a long time ago, but
Yeah, weren't they really mad about it? They're like, this generation's soft.
Oh, here's a little snippet.
To restrict drinking and driving here is viewed by some as downright undemocratic.
It's kind of getting common is when a fella can't put in a hard day's work, put in 11, 12 hours a day, and then get in your truck and at least drink 1 or 2 beers.
They're making it laws where you can't drink when you want to. You have to wear a seatbelt when you're driving. And pretty soon we're going to be calling this country.
Wow. The lady in that last clip has like a 2-year-old in the front seat with her. So how far we've changed as a culture.
That is
Well, it looks like people still want to live that lifestyle. So, especially these political figures.
Yeah, it was just the 80s. That was 40 years ago. Think about how much we've changed.
It is
as
a culture shock, though. Imagine,
You can't drink when you want to.
you got to wear a seatbelt. Who's going to make me wear a seatbelt from flying out my car?
I will say I'm a bit of an anarchist on seatbelts. You
Seatbelts?
can't force me to wear a seatbelt.
Josh, the
That's a
seatbelts
horrible take.
that's a terrible
that's a horrible
take.
take.
Why?
No, I
Bro,
kind
a
of
seatbelt
agree.
saves your life, bro.
Of course it does, but you should be able to fine me for not wearing a seatbelt. Who am I hurting? I'm just myself.
Like if you have your kid,
I don't
not
think
in a
you're
You
gonna
go
get
flying
fined.
out of the front window and kill
myself.
someone else.
No, nobody.
Yes.
You fly out of the front of a car and kill somebody else. You kill yourself.
No, and you could kill someone else.
That doesn't happen.
This
That's
is
made up.
crazy.
Horrible.
What's
take.
horrible about it?
You could kill someone else.
How?
I thought the way I
happens-
took
okay,
it
wait,
was
this
he's
is
going to
the-
kill
hold on.
himself.
Hold on, this is
Well,
a
he's
big
gonna
issue.
kill himself too.
The big issue we're addressing is people flying out of their cars and killing other people when they're not wearing a seatbelt. You kill yourself. That's the point.
Because here's
Yeah,
the
I don't
thing.
know what Jimmy's going on.
The
where
point
he's
of a
killing someone
seatbelt
else, but-
is you're going to save your own life.
well, we
Isn't that-
care about you too.
That's fine. I'm not saying I wear my seatbelt every day. I'm just saying, why should I be fined if I don't want to wear a seatbelt? It's my life.
I agree.
Am I fined if I drink too much beer?
Also, are they
In my house?
Are they still finding people for not wearing seatbelts? Like, I don't think I've ever been like
think
pulled
so.
over for.
They give out
I-
seatbelt tickets.
Yeah.
Click it or ticket.
So they
Okay,
actually
this
see you
is
without
like-
seatbelt and pull you over.
Yes, I know someone who's happened to.
Really?
Usually, I think the seatbelt thing is a scapegoat for if a cop pulls you over for something worse. Sometimes it's a way for them to be like, all right, look, I'm going to give you a seatbelt violation,
Yeah.
and that's like a $30 ticket. But I don't know. I'm just saying, guys.
I'm
not. I don't believe Jimmy's argument. Maybe he's
Well,
right.
think about it. There's some people who don't wear seatbelts. They just don't wear it. But like
My dad.
exactly. And what if he got into a crazy accident and flies out of his car? That seatbelt could save his life.
Listen, I wear a seatbelt every day.
No, I know that.
I'm pro seatbelt. My argument's not the
But
point.
maybe the fine will help them to like, maybe I should wear my seatbelt.
No, because then they just click it. My dad would do this when I was a kid. He'd click his seatbelt
Yeah, I know,
behind
right
his
behind.
back.
Yeah.
It's like because he didn't want to hear the beeping noise. So like, what are you doing? Just
I know.
put it on. I don't get it. He doesn't do that anymore. I don't think. But my point simply
Isn't
was
it
this:
okay?
it's hard to make a legal argument in my brain, and maybe we do legislate people's safety in other ways. That's more the argument I was making. Is like, I love seatbelts. I wear my seatbelt every day. Put a seatbelt on my daughter. We want to survive. But should you get a ticket if you don't want to wear one? Drinking and driving, I get, because you're going to harm other people. But isn't that the whole point of freedom? Your freedom goes as far until you're harming somebody else.
You know what's interesting about the seatbelt? It hasn't really transformed like much in the past like 30
The
years.
3-point harness was invented by Volvo, and they could have patented it, and they gave it away to everybody. And that's why every car is a 3-point harness, and it doesn't.
I didn't
need
know
to be-
that.
Yeah, it doesn't need to be improved. It's perfect.
I know. Like there's nothing else that they could change. I don't know, make it more comfortable. for
Volvo
people.
literally could have kept it as their own safety feature.
And then every other car
they
would have
gave
had to
it.
figure out a
Yep.
different method.
Yeah.
Like imagine having a race car, like having to come over your head or
Like
something.
a roller coaster.
Sometimes
Yeah.
you just got to do something for the greater good.
Okay, one other thing I want to see back in cars: bench seats. I know
Like
that's
for a
really
pickup
dangerous.
truck or something?
I want 3 seats in the front.
They still have that in a lot
If
of
I
pickup
want to go on a
trucks.
date night with my wife and she sits next to me in the front seat, I think that's sick. Like back in the old days in the 50s,
There's no
guys
pickups
used-
that they make him like that anymore.
No, they do still have
No,
them.
my work truck's a bench seat. in
Is
the
it?
front. It just has the thing that goes down.
Is
the
there a
console.
seatbelt though?
I think there is.
Oh,
Josh,
every
might
car
have to
should
get one
yeah,
of
but
these
like,
new
like
F-150s.
sedans used to have a bench seat.
Yeah, I
you
used to
know?
have
Yeah.
a sedan with the 3 seats in the front.
That's so
it was
cool.
It was crammed, but it was like
Station
you could
wagons.
fit. Yeah,
Let's take a look here. What's the F-150 look like? Yeah, so you still got this right here.
Yeah, I think it's cool. I think it's a classic sort of thing. You know, maybe I am wrong on the seatbelt thing. Okay.
you want seatbelts
I
out?
love war with you guys on issues, and then just going back on my point.
Maybe I was wrong.
I
Maybe
just
it
want
was-
to. I want you to get fined if you don't wear a seatbelt. That's where I'm standing on the
Okay,
whole situation.
texting and driving in New Jersey, big
Terrible.
issue. Big issue.
Big issue.
You should get a ticket
100%.
because you could kill somebody.
Well, you
else.
do get tickets for
I
texting
know.
driving.
I'm saying you should. It's a good
Yeah,
thing.
it's a great thing.
Drinking and driving.
Ooh,
You should get a ticket.
yeah, you should get arrested.
You should get
Speeding,
arrested.
speeding,
Yeah.
speeding. You could kill somebody else. Right?
Yeah.
You tracking with me?
I'm following you. I'm smelling what you're stepping in.
Brake light is out. Ticket. People don't know you're braking. They slam into the back of you.
A little warning first.
Yeah.
Okay, maybe if you didn't know it's out, because that's a hard one to know.
I was with Josh a few weeks ago, or maybe like a few months ago, and I remember we were driving looking for the drones, and we got pulled over because both my headlights were out.
Cop was like, "What are you guys doing?" We're like, "Looking for the UFOs." He's like, "These kids are idiots."
And we're like 40 minutes from my house. It was great.
He literally was like, "All right, guys, get out of here and stop looking for UFOs."
Yeah, really. Yeah, because that's when both my headlights
We
were
were
out.
laughing. We were like, "Yeah, man, sorry." All right. So we're talking about cars. We're talking about danger on the road. I'm trying to mesh these stories together. Next story here, crazy. A third sinkhole has opened on Route 80 in New Jersey, closing both sides of the highway this week.
This comes right after we talked about the Avalon apartment drama and how these people are worried with the sinkholes forming. There's cracks in their buildings. Well, now on the median of the highway, a third sinkhole opened, 15 feet by 15 feet. This thing's massive. And the whole highway shut down. Bro,
know,
this is crazy.
I have a question on this. I feel like Jimmy will know the answer.
Okay.
Jimmy, these mines.
Yeah.
I heard that all these mines up in this area in Warren are from Picatinny, and they were mining for like iron.
I mean, they're definitely iron mines for sure.
Are they iron mines?
Yeah.
Do they close them up, or are there like?
I mean, there's a whole bunch of just like
Tunnels.
unclosed mines around the state. There's like thousands of them.
Are there any like in this area that we could go find? Because I know maps.
Not like around here. It's normally in the more like rocky mountainous areas.
What about like the Watchung Hills?
I'm not sure about the Wakchungs, but like up in like Stokes and stuff. There's
Really?
Silver Mine.
Oh. Can we go in one?
No, they're pretty small. They're like pretty small holes, and most of them are like
Really?
covered up.
Guys.
But there's definitely some like if you really wander through the woods, there are open mine shafts still.
Wait, next brand deal. Can we hit up the Sterling mines and do like a whole video with them?
Yeah.
I want to
I'd
go
love to.
down. I want to go underground.
I've always wanted to do that.
Last time I did that was elementary school. It'd be really cool to see.
We didn't go my year.
Maybe I'll reach out to them, see if they want to do a video.
I was just looking them up the other day because I want to go back there.
Yeah, I haven't been. I guess I'm assuming they do tours. Like,
Yep, they do tours.
you can just buy tickets, right?
Yeah.
Whoa, they have this like cool light that colors everything.
I mean, that would be a cool spot to make a video.
Yeah, let's go see it.
Yeah, I'll hit them up, see if they want to do some sort of collaboration with us. But yeah, I want to go down into a mine.
Should do the podcast in a mine.
Yo. Now there's an idea.
The audio would be interesting.
Yeah, you guys are nuts. Nuts! That'd be cool, though.
So we're dealing with mines. Third one opening up on the highway. Third, I feel like for 3 mines to open up and for no cars to get swallowed, kind of a miracle.
Another miracle, yeah.
We should
And this
be,
one is like right next to where the lanes were open, so it's like crazy.
But think about this happened 3 times. Fool me 1 time, shame on you. Fool me 2 times, is it shame on me?
yes.
Fool me 3 times, you're no longer getting fooled at that point. You should just expect it to happen, right?
So at this point, do you just like take that whole section of the highway and just, I don't know, open the entire thing up, like dig, make a giant pit and just refill it? Like how do they know this is not going to happen again? Like, what's the next step?
I think they need to, this is going to sound funny, don't laugh at me. We need to build some sort of a temporary bridge that's like a mile long. I saw another, I think in Sweden they do this when they build new roads. They bring in like a temporary bridge where cars just kind of go up and over the road work.
While they just like work on it?
And they need to just spend like a year ripping all this up, filling it.
And that's the thing too. You don't know how long the actual stretch is like until this is going to happen again.
It could be, yeah, exactly.
Because there's like abandoned mines in that whole entire region. So it's going to cost, it just comes down to a ton of money. And like, it's very confusing.
So a new sinkhole has appeared on New Jersey's Route 80, stifling traffic in both directions for the Thursday morning rush hour commute. I heard about this from family this morning. They were saying it's absolutely horrendous. As crews work to repair a sinkhole in the highway's eastbound lane, a new 15 by 15 foot hole appeared along the median near exit 34 in Wharton, forcing both sides of the highway to shut down. So here's what you need to know, guys. There's going to be traffic on Route 80. That's the main thing. But
avoid Route 80 at all costs.
Yeah, I'd get away from it.
Yeah, don't even look for the detour. Just don't go anywhere near it.
So the first sinkhole was detected on February 10th, leading to the closure of the eastbound lanes. So crews have been working. If you've been in this area, there's a lot of traffic, pretty much always, because there's crews working around the clock to fill these holes. I wanted to talk for a second about what do we actually do here, because I know they're working to patch these holes as they come along, but the question really becomes, could there be more of these? And how do we resolve that?
I don't know if you can.
Here's an idea.
Gotta do it as they come up.
You just poke a hole in the ground and just fill them
With what?
Concrete.
Glue?
concrete or Jello.
Oh,
I think concrete's the move, but that would be
lot
endless,
of concrete.
endless concrete. I don't think it's
Yeah.
possible. You know, like you're talking probably mile-long tunnels underground.
Yeah, I guess each one's different, right? Like some are probably shorter than others, some are bigger.
Why are these all just happening now, though?
I was wondering the same thing, and Jimmy might know, but I'm wondering if it's all sort of connected where because one happened, now they're moving around the earth and others are coming loose.
I wonder if it has anything to do with that earthquake. Remember there was that big earthquake up in like Lebanon?
Could be.
Jim.
I wonder if that like
Good call out.
started something.
That would make sense. Those earthquakes are wild. That was in almost a year ago, last April, wasn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Where has the time gone? Wow.
It's flown by.
So, if you're afraid of sinkholes, stay off Route 80. If you think sinkholes are cool, maybe drive on Route 80.
I mean, like, it's just like, I think they
Do you
just
like
have
traffic?
to. They just have to. Why can't they just implode the entire highway or something like that?
Oh yeah, just implode the entire highway.
Get rid
Yep,
of
that's
it.
a great idea.
That's honestly what I was thinking.
I
Give it to
mean,
a park.
it'll make every other like loose area just open up. I don't know, reset the whole highway basically. You
Or
just
do
have
we
to.
do we even need that highway?
Yeah. Do you really need Route 80?
I
Yeah.
don't use it.
I wonder how. Like,
Imagine they're just like, yeah, we're just
crazy
gonna get
amounts of
rid of this
money.
highway.
They were done with it.
Everyone living in the
amounts of
apartments
money.
nearby, you guys are on your own. Good luck.
Yeah, I mean, it feels kind of crazy that this is happening again. Feels kind of ridiculous.
The people at Avalon were probably freaking out today
Oh
once
my
the new
gosh.
sinkhole opened up.
So we'll have to see what happens. I think Josh, I was telling Josh before we recorded, I kind of want to go up tomorrow, Josh.
How far is it from us, the Avalon apartments?
Probably 35 minutes.
with or without Route 80 traffic.
Well,
yeah, can we avoid Route 80?
Yeah, we get off Route 10, go up the back way.
Yeah, I would love to see it. I want to see the cracks.
Okay. It's a date then.
Sweet.
Aw.
I'll see you there.
I will see you at your house.
Just
and
two
you
New
can drive
Jersey,
me.
two New Jersey lovers.
Yeah. Not the 4 New Jersey lovers, just the 2.
All right. Should we do our last story of the day?
Let's do it.
This, again, New Jersey news. An 8-year-old girl used a pencil this week to stab an attempted kidnapper in New Jersey.
This is what you learn in stranger danger class.
Yeah.
Is it really to stab with a pencil?
Yeah, they tell you like,
Really? Is there a stranger danger class?
it's like your guidance counselor normally does it, but yeah, I mean, if you're being abducted, they say like grab anything sharp and like start going at the person.
Yeah. So a child told police she was nearly abducted while walking to school on Wednesday morning in Camden County, New Jersey.
What town?
So Berlin Township.
Oh, Berlin, no
Police
way.
say the child. So Berlin Township police say the child reported the incident after arriving at John F. Kennedy Elementary School. It happened around 8:45 a.m. in the area of Washington and Grove Avenues. The 8-year-old girl said that an unknown man approached her from behind and tried to abduct her as she walked to school. The girl said she was able to fight off the suspect and run away. She also told police she may have stabbed him with a pencil she was carrying, so the man may have a facial injury.
Good for her.
The child is not injured.
That's kind of crazy.
We got to find who this person is, and
Also, that she was able to fight off an adult, like a
Crazy.
man. An 8-year-old girl was able to get this guy right in the face.
Well, what are the
just
chances
enough for him to run?
She had a pencil in her hand too.
That is interesting. Did she maybe just grab it out of her backpack really quickly? I don't know.
I'm like, if he grabbed you from behind, how are you gonna quickly access your backpack?
I have no idea.
Could be in her pocket.
Well, she said she may have stabbed him, so I don't know what that means.
I guess she's
So-
unsure if she actually connected with him.
she's probably completely in shock.
Yeah, that too. Probably blacked out.
This shouldn't be allowed to happen. Obviously, it's not allowed to happen legally, but it shouldn't exist. We should throw whoever this individual is, who I'm sure they'll find, they should throw him in jail for as long as humanly possible.
And the description of him is not that great. It says detectives say the suspect has a dark beard and was last seen wearing black clothes and a baseball cap. So it doesn't really help us too much.
No.
Wait a second. You don't have a beard, Josh. You're good.
I shaved this week.
Good.
My face,
weird
my
that
face
you-
still kind of hurts though.
Because Josh has black clothes on right now and a
randomly
baseball
decide
cap.
to shave.
Yeah. Well, I hate when people hurt kids. It makes me want to hurt them. Is that crazy?
No. I think that's a pretty reasonable response.
If maybe they should just stab him with a pencil a bunch of times.
That's the punishment?
Yeah, just 8 pencil stabs.
Death by pencil.
And then he just goes away.
I mean, you take a sharp pencil to the face 20 times, that's going to suck. Lose both
We're
eyeballs.
talking number 2, Ticonderoga.
Yeah. Ooh. Or what's the fat one?
I think
It's number 1.
stabbing with the eraser end of the pencil would be even worse.
Why?
Because if you could get that
Soft.
through their skin, imagine how hard you have to hit
gotta
them.
really hit him hard.
I don't want to think about that.
You know who could probably pull that off? Our friend down in Englishtown. He's probably done that before.
Elite.
You want to see how I got these scars?
One of those bodies had to have been a pencil stabbing.
That's the
for
magic.
sure.
The magic trick. That's a great guys. We should have a Dark Knight movie night.
Can we
A
please?
Dark Knight movie night?
Yeah.
Oh, watching the Dark Knight?
Yeah.
That would be so
Oh, I thought you
fun.
meant let's have a dark night, like watching the dark movies.
No,
I don't
I'm
want to do
saying
that.
that's when the Joker uses the pencil. Remember?
What does he do with it again?
He says, "You want to see a trick?" and he puts it on the table, and then
Smash this guy's
Ta-da.
face.
Oh, yeah, I remember. That's such a great movie. Dark.
So good.
it is a dark
good.
night. But that's what happened. So someone said, "I have a 3-year-old. I just wish somebody could have stopped it. I'm glad she got away." Another resident added. Detectives say the suspect, like you said, Josh, was wearing, he has a dark beard and was last seen wearing black clothes and a baseball cap. The school district superintendent sent an email to parents stating both schools were placed into a security protocol and after-school activities were canceled. There will also be an increased police presence in surrounding neighborhoods this week. Police ask that anyone who saw anything suspicious in the area contact them. There's got to be cameras somewhere.
Yeah,
that
a
record.
Ring doorbell or something.
What's the youngest you would send a child to school alone?
Depends where I live and depends on the child.
Well, that's the thing. Like they said, it doesn't happen in this area often. So, like, if it was a good neighborhood, like you wouldn't expect it to happen.
Yeah.
But also, like, what's the furthest you'd send your daughter out walking alone, 8 years old?
You know, at this point, it's hard for me to answer because I don't know what I'll feel like when I have a 10-year-old.
Yeah.
I don't think I'd let my 8-year-old.
Scary.
I see.
Say,
You,
8-year-old daughter. Is
oh,
like,
Jimmy, did you ever used to walk to elementary school from your house? Because I know you lived
Yeah,
close.
I would walk. I would ride my bike
How old were you?
by myself.
Yes, by yourself.
Like 3rd or 4th grade, probably.
All right, so 8.
Yeah,
The age of this girl.
yeah.
And that's like half a mile?
Probably even less than that. Quarter.
here's my thing: is I want my kids to learn independence, like to be able to do things, go places, and do things. But also, you got to walk that line where you got to protect them.
It's crazy.
You don't want them to get abducted.
And that's the thing. It's like we all did that when we were kids. We're biking around
Of course.
towns and stuff, but like you just never know. All it takes is one kidnapper to come through and just take your kid. It's scary stuff.
Yeah.
very scary.
So that's the end of the episode, everyone.
Yeah, the stories this week were not good.
No, they were. I thought that was a good
I thought it
news
was good.
week. A lot of funny stories.
I think they just all blends together for me.
Yeah, it does. I mean, that's New Jersey, though. So, guys, what's the countdown to Memorial Day weekend before we close here? What do you think?
March, April, May.
Jimmy?
I don't even want to think about
May.
it.
When is it? Oh, it's
May.
62 days.
67 days.
Oh, close. Dang. I'm pretty good with my numbers.
You are.
That's crazy.
So,
Well, because what's the actual date of Memorial Day?
Changes.
the last Monday in May. What do you guys got planned for the summer? Anything interesting?
I haven't even thought about summer.
I'm thinking about Island Beach State Park.
Did you get a pass?
No, but I'm going to be going anyway.
So but you can't drive on this year because you don't have the pass.
No, I'll just do like the sitting area.
Okay. I'm thinking about golf.
Yeah?
Yeah, I need to play some golf. Keep working on my game. It's so peaceful. Got to bring you out there, big guy,
Yeah.
before your next child enters the earth. July,
She's
right?
already here.
July?
July, yeah.
Yeah, I'll
She's-
grab you like a week before. Maybe we'll
Yeah.
get you a little outside the house before craziness.
Okay.
Because you're due.
Yeah, my daughter's been sick this week, and I'm back to the sleep that I haven't experienced since my first daughter was a newborn.
Mm-hmm.
And
So yeah, you have 3 months of it.
oh man, guys, it's like it's
You're
tough.
done for.
It's tough. You don't know sleep. You guys, you just have none of you have any idea right now.
No, we don't. We're just
Like-
looking at you being like, yeah.
And then one day, you'll wake up every 30 minutes for like an entire night. You'll go, oh, that stunk. Hopefully it doesn't happen again. And then it'll happen for like an entire week straight.
By that time in July, is June going to have her own room? Or will she be in your room?
Yeah, she'll have a room.
So it won't wake her up.
Yeah, we'll be all right. We'll figure it out. But what I will say to you guys is you should have kids. People are negative. You just got to suck it up and be an adult.
I mean, that's the plan one day, right?
Yeah, I think the thing I've realized is I have moments where life is hard, and I go, life is supposed to be hard. It should just be hard.
Yeah.
Like
It's
having
not
kids is
supposed to
not
be
supposed to be
easy.
easy.
No.
People have always done it. It's always been hard. So just man up and do it.
Yeah.
So that's my advice to you guys. If you want to have kids, you should probably move out of New Jersey. That's the other thing.
Well, that's the thing. Like we were saying earlier, it's like moving out sounds great, but it's like leaving your family is tough.
Yeah.
Like I know what you said that you have your own family now, but it's like you want to be near your parents. You want the grandparents.
Yeah,
dude.
but this state is a mess, man.
It sucks. It's so expensive.
You can't do anything.
Gotta go to Boise.
Yeah. Or we just got to strike gold and sell this podcast at NJ.com.
Maybe if we go to the Sterling Mines, we could find a little pot of gold down
Whoa, wait a second. What if
there. It hasn't been done yet. It's got to be something. Yeah, there's got to be something down there.
Well, I don't think that it was a gold mine, but okay.
No, but we might find something.
Jimmy, you never know what's under there, bro. Bring a little pickaxe with you.
What if we all showed up? What if we all showed up in hard hats with pickaxes? What would they say to us?
With the lantern light on our helmets. Wait, Jamie, if it's not gold mine, what kind of mine was it?
Probably like a silver mine or something, or an iron mine. I don't know. The internet here is not working tonight. I can't tell you. But it definitely wasn't a gold mine. I don't think there's any gold mines around these parts.
You know, that's where the saying "a canary in a coal mine" comes from.
It's definitely not a coal mine either.
Pennsylvania has coal mines, right?
Yeah.
West Virginia.
Let me see. New Jersey mines.
It's iron ore, I think.
Iron and ore. Yeah, I remember RuneScape. Iron and ore.
Valuable.
We wouldn't be able to sell that
Iron
for
and
much. Pretty cheap. Iron and ore.
It's iron ore, not iron.
Iron and ore, like iron and wine.
It's
the band.
iron ore.
Thank you.
Where's the nearest? See, I love having a computer here now. I'm gonna do this myself. Where's the nearest gold mine to New Jersey? While New Jersey itself doesn't have the active gold mines, the Sterling Hill Mining Museum offers a glimpse into the states. No, that's not what I asked. Oh, Greggstown Mine. This mine located in Somerset County is also associated with gold deposits.
Let's do it. Let's go panhandle.
Jimmy, is that what that means?
Say again?
Yeah.
It has gold deposits.
Usually
So, yeah.
gold mines are near rivers.
Yes.
Very cool.
You can have
Very
a chasm.
cool.
Let's wrap this thing up.
I'm gonna hit him up this week.
All right. Thank you, everybody, for listening to this week's episode of The Garden State. We'll be back with you next Friday with all the news you need to hear. Otherwise, have an amazing weekend. Go hang out at the Tewksbury Inn. Have some fun with your friends.
Play a round of golf.
Have a bagel. And we'll see you soon. Bye.
Later.
See you.
You're listening to The Garden State. The Dirty Jers.